trying to do? I think we were going back and forth for months trying to get something locked in. So thank you for having me. And so, hello, everyone. I'm Kadria. Tommy and I live in Ackworth, Georgia. Tommy, do you want to say hello?
Thought I was just here. But hi, guys. Good morning.
He never thinks he's just here. Let me just tell you that, okay? Don't be surprised if he just takes over because he does that. So we talked, Jennifer and I, and she wanted me to chat a little bit about what is working. And so I want to first say there is a mix of things that have been working for us as far as, you know, especially with this new promo that has dropped, the Make the Call promotion. But first, I want to ask you guys, do any of you, and you can drop it in the chat, where do you feel like, or are you having success with this new Make the Call promotion? You know, do you feel like you struggle in any certain areas? Do you feel like there's a place where sometimes you are just like, I don't know, spinning your wheels? And the reason I ask you that is because I can say when this first dropped, it was so exciting. I felt like I was running in circles. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what do we need to do? Like, oh, we got to get on this fast. Like, I want to grow really fast. I want the override matching bonuses, and, you know, and I really want to genuinely, I'll say this. Tommy and I both earned the 200K rank advancement bonus. I earned it, and 3 days later, Tommy earned it. And it was like, when something like that happens, it's a life-changing experience, right? It's something that you're just like, oh my gosh. And afterwards, I can tell you, you're exhausted. You're burnt out. You feel like, I don't even know how I did it, but we did it. And then it's just keeping and holding it and keeping it solid, right? And so this time around, when these bonuses drop, and the rank advancement bonuses that have dropped prior to that, you know, they've been throwing stuff at us like crazy. Like, so grateful for Lavelle throwing things at us like crazy. But this time I stopped and I said to myself, I want to do it different. Like, I feel like even when the rank advancement bonuses dropped last time, the ones that just ended before summer operation, a lot of my team that earned bonuses, it's almost like rank advancement bonus dropped and it scared them away. They like, it paralyzed them. They disappeared. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm never afraid to tell you when things, you know, I'm very straightforward, very real. I don't hide anything. And I can tell you, it was like rank advancement bonuses dropped. I was excited. Tommy was excited. And the team was like, hibernate. I even had a girl, I got on with her and she cried, because she's like, these are so, she hit the rank advancement bonuses last time. It was life-changing for her and her family, but this time it scared her. And so we stepped back and we were like, okay, we need to do it different this time. And as much as we would love to like go fast and have, you know, people signing up like crazy and people hitting ranks like crazy, none of that is good when you have people come in and they hit a bonus one time and then they never hit it again. It's not fun. It doesn't become life-changing. It becomes life-altering because they get this big chunk of money. They don't know what to do with it, and then they don't never get it again. And they end up in debt rather than having money and building that wealth that they, you know, ran for in the first place. And so I'll talk about a couple of things that we have implemented on our team, and things that we have been so strict on, and just things, ways that we have gotten back to the basics with our team, as far as trying to get them to not only, you know, bring in people to help them rank advance, but for it to stay solid and for it not to fall off, and for them to be able to collect the whole bonus instead of maybe 3 or 4 paychecks before everybody falls off. Because it's all exciting now, but it's so funny. Me and Tommy always looks at me. He's like, winter is coming. Winter is coming. And I'm like, yes, winter is coming. And we're going to make sure that when winter comes that we
have a blanket.
Yes, like we're like little squirrels right now. You know how they prepare for winter? Like we're preparing for winter. So one of the first things I'll say that we've always done And something that we have on our team is we do have a very duplicatable system. We call it the blueprint, and we've talked on it before. I think you guys have probably heard other people on our team talk about the blueprint before, but I'll just skim through it for just in case you've never heard of it before. And for our team, we follow these steps, and when someone doesn't follow these steps, I'm not a manager, I'm not a dictator. If they decide not to follow the steps, they don't follow the steps. But what we do on our team is we have a blueprint. So of course, when someone is introduced to Thrive, or if someone is talking to someone about Thrive, the very first thing in our blueprint is always to get the free customer account. And I'll tell you the quick whys of all of these things, because this is a fail forward business, and we definitely failed forward. We got all the bumps and bruises, but our system is the way it is because of ways that we have failed forward. And so the reason we all get the free account first on our team is because I personally was given a sample from a friend across the street, but I ended up under someone else who found out I had a sample in my hand, contacted me, and the first thing they asked me was for the free account, and I gave them my email. I didn't even think of it. I didn't know. I was clueless to what Thrive was when it was handed to me. I didn't know it was direct sales, network marketing, multi-level marketing. I had no idea. So when she said, "Hey, I heard you have gold in your hands," I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Can you send me your email?" I said, "Oh yeah." It was my sister. It was my friend's sister. So I just didn't even think twice about it. And that's who I ended up under. So the first thing we do is we get the free account, whether, they're just interested in the information. However, when we get that free account, we don't send them their link right away. We add them to our customer group, and we tag them in a video. And in our customer group, we have a video that Lavelle made. It's the
What is Thrive?
What is Thrive video, and it talks a little bit, I think, about Elite. The new one talks about Elite and the regular experience, and we tag them in that video. And then I find out, what is your interest? Why are you interested in Thrive? What makes you, want to know about it? And they tell me why. And then I find a video in our customer group that relates to them, and I tag them in that. And so in our customer group, we do have people, they go live, customers go live and they share their Thrive experience. We have people in there. We take things from the Lavelle Facebook fan page and we pop it in there as a repost. And we have different recipes and troubleshooting that DFT. Sometimes people get that little breakout rash from the DFT. So we have different things. So we'll tag them in something that relates to them, and we let them marinate. We let them go in there. We let them be in there. We let them, watch for a while, and it opens up for a follow-up. So when we follow up with them and ask them if they're interested or whatever, whether it be a sample or they order, once they have product in their hand, we put them in three-way chat. And we walk them through how to take their 3 steps. And we just check on them, of course, the first couple of days. And this is nothing different than a lot of people do in Lavelle. However, if they become interested in the promoting side, we have a promoting group. So it's just like our customer group, except for it's focused on promoting, and we put them in that group. And in there we have different, Sheila has done an interview in there for us, and so has Starla. And so we tag them in there and we let them marinate in there. And I'll say this, because I know that this is only supposed to be 30 minutes and I could probably talk forever, is we have videos in there as far as what to expect in the first 14 days, what the bonuses are. We have videos in there so that we do less of the talking and they are tagged in a video. And if they're watching these videos, it means they're genuinely interested in learning about it. And you're not wasting your time on people who are they act like they like the idea of it, but they're really not interested in taking the steps and moving forward. And so we have really gotten strict on using the system, where when we first had the rank advancement bonuses, we were allowing people to skip steps because it was like, go, 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 go. We just wanted people to be able to hit their ranks. This time we've slowed down and we've gotten really strict on, okay, no, this is what we're doing. Trust us, trust the process. And we're seeing where people are having turnaround and they are really things are sticking solid for them. And when winter comes, they're going to have a built business, not just making sales. So that's one thing that we have implemented since the Make the Call promotion. Another thing I like to do with all of my new promoters is I give them a go live challenge. Go live 7 days in a row about anything that they want, except for one of those days they need to be making their lifestyle mix, not talking about Thrive, just making their lifestyle mix, just talking to their network about what they're doing in their day or sending some positive vibes. And one of the days they do have to share their Thrive experience, but the other days they can do it about anything they want. Anything. I mean, they can be out the park with their kids and, you know, they can just talk about anything. They can go live about anything. And I tell them, you know, keep it short and sweet. And what this does is if you're a person who's never been on social media before and all of a sudden you're going live 7 days in a row, you're grabbing attention. People are able to see and hear the excitement in your voice. They see that you're changing, like they're literally watching you change as you're thriving with the product, and it piques interest. And then the last thing that we've implemented that really is working to bring new people in is opportunity calls and Zooms. So, well, opportunity Zooms. And this right here is something that we used to do. It's how me and Tommy grew in the first place, and then we stopped. I don't know why it is that we stopped doing things that work after being in this business for so long, but we've implemented them, and we used to do them 1 day a week. We would still randomly do them here and there, but back when we were first growing, we would do them every Saturday morning, and we would do a Zoom. But now we're doing them every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We are doing opportunity Zooms where people can invite people on that they've been talking to all week about the opportunity, and they can come in. And how we do our opportunity Zooms is I'll usually talk about the product. I'll talk about, you know, what the products do and how you want to have a product that works. Basically talking about supply and demand in the beginning. And then we'll have someone come in and share their Thrive experience or their business experience or both. And then Tommy closes it out talking about the comp plan. And that is working. Like in the past couple of days that we have re-implemented these opportunity Zooms, our promoters are getting promoters. And it's working. And even within that, we don't do group chats. We don't do any of that stuff. They want to know the information. They tag in the videos in the group. They tag in the videos in the group. And once they do that, and the person has actually purchased a pack, we are hopping on a welcome Zoom after they watch a video on how we run our business as far as the systems. And they watch a video on, the VIP 800, 1600. And the reason we do that is not because we're like, oh, we don't want to be personable with them. No. Have you ever gotten on a welcome Zoom, if you guys do welcome Zooms, and then you give them the information, and then at the end you're like, do you have any questions? And they're like, no, I don't have any questions. Like, it just becomes it's a lot of information. So with this, they can watch the videos in their own time. They can write down any questions they may have. And when we get on the welcome Zoom, it's more about just getting to know who they are, what their goals are, why they want to be in the business, and answering the questions that they had from the VIP. And I can tell you, even with doing that, a lot of the times we'll get on a welcome Zoom, and sometimes the people they've already crushed their VIP 800. They've already crushed, you know, some of their goals. And their questions really are just like, they're like minor questions, like, you know, what do I need for this? Or, you know, something like that. So those are a couple of things that we have implemented that are working for the Make the Call. I am going to read the chat because I don't know if there was anybody who had any questions. Do you have them talk about experience on certain day of the 7 on the
7-day live challenge?
Oh, the 7-day live challenge?
Do you say on a certain day? Do you tell?
Nope. I let them decide how they want to do it. I'm like, just go live 7 days in a row. You know, in the beginning, I mean, I just let them. Going live is uncomfortable for a lot of people. So I give them the reins. I just want them to be consistent for 7 days in a row. So I don't give them any type of restrictions of on day 3, do this, on day 2. I just say, go live 7 days in a row. 1 day, make your shake. Another day, share your experience, and I think sometimes, a lot of the times they wait a little while because they have to build up that confidence to even be live. But I can also say that the ones that take the challenge, they go so far after that. And the ones who don't, they run in circles. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, and it's because they just haven't gotten to that point where they're coachable yet and wanting to get out of their comfort zone, which is normal. We don't give up on anybody. We just love them where they are. However, I've seen it 6 years doing this, a pattern since I've implemented it. When they do it, they go far with it. I see you're talking daily on your stories. Is that something you find works for your social? So my stories, I find that when I talk in my stories, the people who talk back, or they're never new people. For me, my stories are for my followers, my solid followers. So I want you guys to think about this. When you're in your stories, those are your super fans. Those are the people who are there for you. They follow you. They want to know what you're doing. They want to see you. Yes, they want to see what you're doing. And like your page, like on your Instagram and on your Facebook, that's where you're going to draw the people in. That's where you're going to, they're going to decide, I'm scrolling your page. Do I want to follow this person or do I not want to follow this person? It is like 24-hour comedy jam around here with this guy. So, we are just very real. We are all about just being yourselves, being authentic. We don't try to sugarcoat anything. When I'm having a bad day, I say I'm having a bad day. And I talk about why I'm having a bad day. And if things are good, I talk about things being good. And it's because I wouldn't even probably be on, I'm just being honest, I probably wouldn't even be on social media if I was not doing Lavelle. I only got a social media in the first place because we moved so far away from our family. We're both originally from Jersey, and we moved so far away from our family. And I was like we come from very tight families, like all the holidays together, always together, doing everything together. And so when we moved away, our family just was not too happy with us because we took the kids away. They didn't care about us. They only cared about the kids. So I was like, I'll have social media and they can watch the kids grow up. Well, what happened was I was introduced to Thrive, and everybody on my social media has watched my kids grow up. So I can walk into a grocery store and someone will be like, oh, I saw Trey is driving. And I'm like, yeah, Trey's driving. And it's because we share everything. Like when you are relatable and you're a real human, people want to know more about you and they want what you have. And we have something really good to offer. And I will say, like a lot of the people who have been on our social media for a long amount of time, they watched our life change with Lavelle. If you guys don't know a little bit of our backstory really quick, like we moved here out of transitional housing. We were just two young people. We had 4 kids, we were tired of struggling, and someone gave us the opportunity to go into transitional housing, and we took it. And from there, we were in transitional housing for 2 years, and transitional housing is like you're quote unquote homeless. So we gave everything in our apartment away just because we were tired of living paycheck to paycheck, more month than money. And so we moved into this transitional housing as, to start our lives all over again. And when we moved out of that transitional housing, Jersey just was so expensive. We decided he had a job offer out here and we took it. And we moved out here. And so a lot of the people on our social media, they watched us go from that to living how we live today. And so it's funny because with our system, you're basically training your customers to be a promoter. And the other day we had a customer call us and she was like, I really want my sister-in-law to do Thrive. I really think it will help her. And so I don't want to be the one to give her all the information. So can you guys give her the information? And she says, I've been watching you guys since the beginning. I remember when you guys moved to Georgia. And so I know this is not a gimmick. And so, when you guys are on your page, don't try to sell. Just be yourself and share your real, true, authentic story, and you will attract people and you'll watch your business turn completely around. Also, following your systems and being coachable, guys. you have Sheila and Jennifer and Starla, like you guys are winning. You guys are winning. Like they know what they're doing. And a lot of the times our uplines will coach us to do things and we're like, okay, but then we want to do it our way. But really doing it their way and just adding our little spin on it, a little razzle dazzle to make it ourselves and not them is what's going to make you successful. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. And sometimes you feel like, you know, that's not going to work. But I promise you, they have a blueprint, just like we have a blueprint in following them and digging into them. And I'm going to tell you, sorry, ladies, but annoy the crap out of them, because I annoyed the crap out of Leanne when I first came in. I was like, all the time, like, hey, can we get on the Zoom? Hey, I have an idea. Hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do that? And I know I annoyed her, but I didn't care because I was so hungry for it. I saw the vision of what Lavelle could do for my family. Tommy saw the vision and he was on board and we went for it and we failed forward. There were ideas that I had that didn't work. And then there were ideas that took off. Same with Tommy, like he followed John Melton, and that's where we got our ad tag message from. And I will tell you, our upline fought us on that. They didn't want to do ad tag message. We even had an upline hop in our inbox, like, watch it with that guy. He's going to steal your people. Let me tell you something. If my people want to go, if they want to be stolen, they can go. And they're not my people. Like, you should feel so solid in your foundation and people you attract that you don't have to worry about putting them in front of another leader or putting them in front of someone and feeling like they're going to get stolen. If they get stolen, it's because you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Sheila.
You're not doing your part. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. Please bug me.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, guys, like bug your upline.
That's how
that's how they know they're hungry. You're hungry. You can't expect them to chase you. I will also say that. Don't look at me going into a whole nother thing, but don't expect them to chase you. Like if you're not in their inbox, they don't know you want it. And it's not their job. They're not managers. They're not, dictators. They're like, I guarantee you, if you knock on Sheila's door, she's going to be like, all right, let's go. What do you want? Tell me what you want to do. But then when she's giving you those directions, do it. Like, don't say, yeah, I don't want to do that this way. So I'm going to do it this way. And I don't want to do that. I want to do it this way. I promise you that does not work. It doesn't work. Yes, you'll find your groove eventually. And that's us. We grew into our own groove, but that's what's supposed to happen. You are literally setting up mini franchises all over the place. Every promoter is a franchise. Get them up and running, get them off and running, and be there to support them always, but then move on and build a new franchise. And if you put your mindset in that when it comes to doing this business, you're going to be so successful and you're going to build such a great community. And Lavelle overall is such a great community anyway. And there's always leaders here where you can knock on their door and ask questions. So I hope that you guys got a little bit of value out of this. And Jennifer, is there anything that you would like for me to talk about? Anything I missed?
No, that was fabulous. Thank you so much, guys. You are such an inspiration, and you could see the smiles on everybody's faces for sure. And I can even see them through the pictures. But that was awesome. I love that you said about a blueprint. That was super good. I mean, I feel like keeping your system simple is super important. I love that you use ad tag message. I think that's also a very simple system that is probably not utilized enough. And I love that you said about how, I wrote down success leaves clues because it's true. Like the people that are going forward, getting the PPA and on the leaderboards and stuff like that, there's a reason why they're there. They know what they're doing. So don't reinvent the wheel. And and like you said, bug the heck out of your leaders because they're not going to know. They're off running at 100 miles an hour. They're not going to know that you need help unless you reach out, but reach out for sure. We're all here to help. And I love that you said about Lavelle. We do have a big community of one team, one dream. And I think that is unmatched and amongst other things. But okay, so we're going to hop off. We're going to head over to Q and Tommy's team
I
Zoom.
just want to say one thing, since I didn't get to say anything, since I take over. I'll just say this, guys, if you are not making the call.
Oh, yes, that's another thing we're doing.
Is it my turn?
Go ahead.
I didn't know if it was my turn, I just didn't know. If you are not making the call, you are missing out. There are people looking for a home. There are people that are looking to come back to Lavelle. There are people that are unhappy in their situation, whether they're in a network marketing company or not. Guys, do the reach out. I promise you, if you don't send the message, if you don't make the call, somebody else is going to. Amber Birch, she is one of our promoters. We are in the same area. The day that I was going to send a message,
day one.
the day I was going to send a message to a Zumba instructor that had on my list is the day Amber sent her a sample. So I didn't make the call. Make the freaking call.
Yeah, I am not even, honestly, everything that I have done and every person that we have brought in recently, I have spoke to them on the phone. I don't want to text with you.
Yeah.
I want to hear your
Talk to
voice. I want to see your face. So I'm either FaceTiming them. I had one girl who's so resistant. I was texting her and sending her voice message. And I said, I'm going to call you. And she would not pick, she didn't believe me. I FaceTimed her and she deleted my face. She ended my FaceTime and then called me on the phone. And she was like, I just don't want you to see my face. And it was because she was down and out. And I basically pulled her out of a hole and got her to come back. And so it's you got to call people. You got to have the conversation. You have to tell them, their value and what you think they could do in this business and what's available. And yeah, make the call, guys. Make the call. Okay, let me start my Zoom and I'll see you over there if you come
over there.
All right.